Welcome back, guys, to Pastor's Coffee. This is episode 23. Steve, how are you, dude?
Doing better. Doing better.
Good.
We have Liam today. Uh, as you can see over here watching. Well,
Man,
there's an ad right now, but he's watching an ad for. Oh, never mind. But he was watching an ad, but he's been with me some part of today, so we may have this one probably will require some editing, but that's okay. Um, but overall, week's been okay. Um, and we'll talk about a little bit in the what we'll talk about today, but I played my first um, softball game this week, so that
how'd
was
that go?
fun. Well, it didn't go well for the team wise. We
Okay.
may have got mercy ruled in the third inning,
Third
25 to
inning.
3.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yikes.
I tried to do my part. I'm at
Yeah.
third base, so
Okay.
I didn't get too many. Our shortstop was lit up, but
Man.
I went. We played 2 games a day, the same team twice. So the second game was 8-7, so that was better. They
That's
hit a
good.
walk off hit
Ah,
though. So,
brutal.
um, but overall on the day I went 500, so not too
Okay.
bad. So 3 out of 6, but
That's really good. Yeah.
um, so I did strike out once, so that was a little embarrassing, but that's okay. Because how do you strike out in slow pitch softball? I don't know, but I swung
That
and
is
I
tough.
missed.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
but
man.
anyway, so that's fun. I'm looking forward to it next week as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, how have you been doing?
Been good. Yeah, it's been kind of a eventful week since we last got together on here. Um, I was ordained Sunday, so that was really special.
Reverend?
So that's official. Yeah, it is a little weird. It still takes some getting used to. But it was really special. Coach Barton got to come down and kind of lead the service, and my dad sang for it, and I really felt a lot of the support from the church. So especially to any of those that were there watching, I really appreciate you being there and just making that night special. But I had that, and then I got up to ABC again on Tuesday, and I got to teach Pastor Styles' class. It was their last class for church leadership and administration. That was really special. Getting to see a lot of our friends and just guys that are aspiring to do what we do now. So it was special
Yeah,
to kind of take what I've learned in the last couple of years and just try and narrow it down to them. I kind of set it up in a way that if I was back in their shoes, what would I want to know? Going back into
yeah,
it. So it was kind of cool to take a different perspective on on those things. But yeah, that happened. Then we had a good service last night. Another good turnout, and yeah, that was it. Mackenzie's graduating this weekend, so a lot of exciting things coming up.
yeah. Um, she'll be done.
She is done. She's
She
finished
is
up,
done.
and then so yeah, Friday and Saturday she's got two separate graduations, um, and she'll be done for good. So
Wow. Sure,
yeah,
she's excited for that.
yes, I might be more excited.
I
But
bet.
yeah, it's going well. Going
Well,
well.
good. Well, that's good. We're week 6 of the master's class of
I
our
didn't think.
first semester. Almost done with our first semester of master's class, and let me tell you, I haven't got any better at college than than when we did it last year. So
It's tough.
um,
It is.
it is, and so next week's gonna be a brutal week, but that's okay.
I
We
started it,
we did you
but not
start it?
much
Well,
into
good.
it. Not much
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, we have two 10-page papers,
In the same week. Yep.
and I'm glad that you started yours because we all know what I did. Um,
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt.
yeah, I threw myself under the bus, but anyway, what we're going to be talking about today a little bit is, and I texted Brooks earlier this week, and just was like, we should talk about this. And so we're going to be talking about the tool, and I think I can never say that word. Did I say it? Tool on your
Yeah.
body and mind in ministry. Okay. Um, and how much you put into the church and how much you love the people of the church, but in reality, not everybody gives you the same exact react stuff back. So,
Yeah.
oh, you're good. Oh, I have your keys.
Hey, I mean,
It's all your fault.
Don't put that on the podcast.
Oh,
yeah,
I might
you
leave
don't.
it in now.
You shouldn't edit that. Yeah, leave that in.
So, what we're talking about this week is the toll on um, our minds and our bodies in ministry. Okay. And nothing happened to me. And I texted and he's like, "Oh, what happened?" I was like, "Nothing really happened. Um, just, and I've only been here for 8 months." So um, but just how much we put into our ministries, mainly the youth for us. And how little you really do get in return, right? You talk to these kids, talk to the new kids, talk to everybody, the parents, right? Um, and I've had good interactions and everything, but it eventually takes a toll on you, putting everything into it. And so I wanted to get, how do you, your thoughts on this? So how do you deal with, um, putting in so much effort into the ministry and really you don't get too much in return that way? Why? We have our heavenly rewards and everything, but
Yeah.
so how do you deal with, you know you don't get to see Mackenzie very much, with ministry, um and just with going to work, and you guys have crazy schedules,
Yeah.
um and so how do you deal with that?
Yeah, it's a good topic, and I want to kind of start it with. Um, I tell people all the time that ask about the podcast and stuff, what we do and stuff. It's kind of this topic really in a nutshell, because like what we have here is really special, because ministry can get really lonely, like you're talking about. The toll kind of sets in when you feel like it's just you going through it. But then when you have somebody that's in a similar spot as you, we're both doing very similar jobs, and it kind of can relate to what you do. That's why I kind of cherish this time that we had together. And we talk a ton outside of this, but it's really nice to kind of lean
Mhm.
on each other and get each other's perspectives when we do face these tougher times. How do I deal with it? I think I've quoted it on here a bunch, and it's so familiar, but I've been studying First Peter, so it's still fresh in my mind. But First Peter 5:7, cast all your anxieties, cast your burdens on him, for he cares for you. As us, we're always kind of looked at as the people to give their burdens to. I've been doing a lot of counseling lately. So it's very lonely, when somebody tells me something and I can't share that, or it hurts me to hear, they're going through something and I can't really help them fix
Yeah.
it immediately. It's a burden. So, but then in turn, we are supposed to be not just them. When it becomes a burden to us, we're supposed to give that to God as well. They're told, cast your cares on Christ because he cares for you. But that becomes our care when it gets shared with us, and we have to give that over to him. So I think that toll is that burden. And oftentimes we're trying to be world beaters and take on everything that we can, and this is our job, so we've got to tackle these tasks and keep it pushing. But a lot of times we need to be still and know who we're serving. Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I'm God. Sometimes we just have to, in all the noise and all the busyness, have to find time to get in front of this, recognize who he is, and to be still, cast our burdens on him and say, Lord, I know you've called me to do this, but I'm doing a horrible job right now because I'm so out of whack. I need you to center me back. So I think it's a lot of practicing humility, because there's a lot of times, and I'm sure that you can relate, just at times like we feel like we can do it. We feel like we can do certain things and it blows up in our face and we get upset because it was our effort putting into it, rather than if we give it all over to the Lord and say, God, I'm going to prepare as best I can, but it's up to you to determine what the results are. I'm going to do everything that I can to serve you acceptably, but then it's up to you with the results. And if we can live with his plan in mind, and maybe we don't see an impact right now. Maybe they're talking during our whole lesson. Maybe we've got a couple of them sleeping. Maybe we've got
Yeah.
all these other conflicts coming up. But if we put that burden into the Lord's hand, we can trust that eventually his plan is going to be made perfect in his timing and not ours. We want to see it right now. We want to tackle it right now. It's just not the case all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what I would say on that. Anything else you got to add? I've got a couple other thoughts if you don't, but.
Oh, yeah, I think you said it perfectly, and I think that's what we have to do, and just putting it into action is what is hard. And I think for me, is I really preach a lot about love, and that's something that I have been really thinking about lately. Is, do I truly love the people that I'm ministering to? And and I feel like I do, but then there's days where I don't. Yeah, you have in reality. There's days that I just absolutely cannot stand teenagers, and they're just being blunt about it, right? I've told them that sometimes, but
we balance each other out there.
we we do, and sometimes I'm sure that they absolutely cannot stand me, so that's good for them. But there's just going to be those days, and I think that we have to be blunt about that. But in reality, we still have to love them because we don't show the same love that Christ showed to us. And so we have to imitate that love that he's shown to us, to these teenagers, to the people, the adults in the church, to the pastor that we're under, to the deacons, and just, I think that for me is, even though they may wrong me, they may not want to do the event that I want to do, may not want to do stuff I, want to do. I still need to show them the love that I should be showing to them, even if I don't get it in return,
Yep.
Even if they would mock me to my face, what they did to Jesus, I still have to love them. And that takes humility, showing that I don't deserve the love that they should be showing me, and just with everything with that. And so, yeah, it's something hard for me to do, even though I preach it a lot to them, to love your neighbor, love everybody around you, show them the love that Christ showed you.
Hard to practice.
But I need to do that as well. And so I think that's something I've been struggling with. And so with my, I didn't drop any names this time. I told Brooks I
You didn't. You did great.
I didn't drop any name. No, it really hasn't been anybody in particular. Just people can get, on your nerve all the time. So, and that's just the bluntness of ministry. So, and so go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, and I think it has a lot to do with my Lakers blowing it up the last 2 games, and I'm still depressed, but I have my Laker gear on. We're ready for tonight, and we just got to get one and keep going. But I've been thinking a lot about failure this last week. I think it was just that, and a lot of times we focus on our failures and different things, and we put in the effort, and it seems like it didn't work out, or we didn't get the response that we wanted to, and it kind of feels like a failure. But I think with us, we have to have a different perspective than everyone else because, well, and as believers as a whole, because the world looks at failures as crippling. We are going to fail. We're going to mess up.
Oh, yeah.
So many times. I'm going to mess up later today, probably. I mean, it's the reality of what we do and who we are. But we will never fail because of what Christ accomplished for us. I mean, when it talks about him being the propitiation for our sins and him accomplishing our salvation, our reward being him, we can never fail. We'll always fail at times, but ultimately, because of what's waiting on us, we'll never fail. And I think having that eternal perspective that I talk about a whole lot, especially with my teens, we are ultimately trying to become like our reward, our success. That's what sanctification is, us becoming like Christ. So we are going to fail a lot of times in achieving that goal eventually. But one day, because of what he already accomplished for us, we're going to be made completely like him in his likeness, and made perfect, like he had for us in the first place. So I think just having that sobering thought of failure is not final, and our final is perfection. I think that that kind of helps us get through some of those tough times and just recognizing that we're on this path until he says we don't need to walk it anymore. We're on this path of doing what he's called us to do until we get our reward. And that's all that matters in the end.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
so,
for sure. That's a great thing to keep in mind. Is this ministry is only going to last as long as I'm here.
Exactly.
For
Exactly.
myself anyway. The
Yep.
church ministry will go on hopefully before or after I'm here. But to realize that we have that God has us here for this purpose. That it's not just me going and doing this. I think that helped a lot with that. So.
I think there was something other that was interesting, and I don't want to talk too much because I know we got other stuff to get to, but I kind of said this in my teaching with Styles' class, and it kind of brought up with my ordination. It's kind of a touchy subject, but I don't mean for it to be, but learning the difference between loyalty and doing what God has called you to do. Okay. So, especially building relationships with these people, like I love this church that I'm at. I love these people. They love me. Like they've been so supportive of me, and I saw that. And it feels good to be loved. It feels good to be supported, But I can't honestly say, I could never say that I will be here in this position for the rest of my life. That's not wise. That's not smart to do. I'm here because God called me here. Tomorrow it could be somewhere completely different, and next week or next year, So kind of having that thought, of constantly walking, trying to as best you can. It's the most difficult thing we will ever do. Walking with the Lord and listening and being tender to His will for us kind of determines all these other things that we're talking about. There's a sense of loyalty in those feelings because we care about what they think of us and care about the response that we get. But those two things should ultimately be the same because we're only loyal to Christ. Now, God has put us in these people. We're supposed to care for them and serve them. We're supposed to be under them, which is tough to understand too when we're at this place of authority. We're supposed to serve them, not the other way around.
Yeah.
We are put in this place of kind of looking at loyalty versus God's will, when in reality it should be the same thing because we're loyal to His will only, and He's going to take us wherever else that's going to take. So it's been kind of a question with mine, like ordination, like I felt the support from Him. Like I can't picture myself being with any other people after this, but one day God is probably going to call me somewhere else. Don't know when, don't know how that looks or whatever. Maybe you will keep me here the rest of my life, but it's not wise to assume that. And just with that perspective, it kind of, I don't know, it motivates me to prepare well because you don't know how many opportunities you have with the people that He's given you. Could be something completely different. And that's what sobers you. This may not be forever. Obviously it's not forever, but this may not be for super extended time. Maybe it is. But then that starts to focus your thinking on the here and now and living in the moment because we don't know what all God has for us, but He gave us right now. So I don't know.
For sure. Yeah. And that also super important to keep in mind with the ministry that you're in, and just this is where God had you. And we're both fortunate to love where we are, and we do love the people where we are. We struggle. We're going to struggle wherever we are.
Sure.
But man, Liam is killing it today. Can you hear that at all? Or no?
I can't.
Oh, good. Well, anyway, if you didn't know, Liam is also here. And he is absolutely banging on this table. So anyway,
I really can't hear.
But good.
Yeah.
But anyway, we are both fortunate to be where we are, and with the people that we are with, and I think we both work with great people, and we're both blessed to be where we are and love where we are. But again, we may not be here forever, and so. But it is important to keep that in mind. It with the Lord just being over everything is just something that I cannot sometimes put in my mind. that He has a purpose for me
Oh,
wherever I am, even though I may
right.
not see the purpose. Me like, oh, I'm really failing. Christ is working through me in ways that I can't even see. But we do thank you guys who are at our churches and do put up with both of us, our non-perfect selves, and just we're both very new at this. You're ordained, you're a reverend now, so you're pretty you know, you're into it for a while. I've not as long, but we do thank you guys who are with us and put up with us and hear our ministry, and so we thank you guys for that. Um, did you have anything else you wanted to say to that?
I think just the last thing would be there was something that Coach Barton said, and he said it so many times in the locker room and just with talks with him. But he said something that I really appreciated, but I don't often practice. He challenged the church to be patient with me because I'm not perfect, and I really appreciated that. Because a lot of
Yeah.
times we're held in such this um, high view because of our position, and we're expected to be steady all the time. When in reality, we mess up. We do, like we've talked about. But if I'm getting that patience, if they're holding that to me when I've been given this position, the people that I'm serving and that are given to me to teach, I've got to be patient with them. And I
Yeah.
think that's what the thing is. If I'm expecting them, if I'm accepting that from them, I've got to be 10 times more to them because of my position.
Yeah.
So I think we could talk so much about this topic here. I mean, it's something we
Yeah.
struggle with every single day, but it's good that we brought it up now. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
a good conversation, and I'm hoping some out there will relate to it. Maybe not in a role of a pastor, but man, working is
Yeah.
tough. Schedules
Yeah.
get busy, and you've got
Yeah.
to find that balance in the Lord.
Sure. I mean, even in ministries that other people do, just simple, even like children's church we have. Man, I couldn't sometimes deal with children for an hour.
Sure.
With them screaming and yelling, and that takes
Yep.
patience as well. They don't get to sit in on the service. They're taking their time that they're here at church to put their life into these, children.
Yep.
And so I think that's great. Patience with that and getting other people to help and with everything like that.
Sure.
And so it's not just for us pastors that need patience. We need to give patience to them as well.
Yep.
Because honestly, they're working a full-time job and doing some ministry. This is our
Yep.
full-time,
Right.
and so
Right.
um, and so just being appreciative of them and the patience that they show towards us and
Yep.
everything with that. Because
Yep.
without them, we couldn't have a church. So,
Exactly. Yep.
um,
Yep.
but anyways, did you have anything else now after
I
that?
don't think so. Yeah.
Okay. So, well, hopefully that helped maybe some of you in pastoral roles, not in pastoral roles, getting to hear what this is the whole thing, two youth pastors, talking about what our jobs are like, how life is like as a youth pastor, and hopefully it's helping youth pastors, and people who aren't even pastors. So,
Yep.
um, but anyway, today, since the NBA playoffs are still going, we talked about that a little bit. Thunder 2-0. So last night they blew out the Pelicans a little bit. The night before, a little iffy. Um,
Yeah.
Lakers are down 0-2. I apologize. They'll come back. They're gonna come back, Brooke. It's gonna be okay, dude. Let me tell you guys, if LeBron somehow, there's no way this happened though. If LeBron somehow got swept and would also retire at the same moment, we wouldn't have a podcast for at least a
We'd be
month.
done. We'd be done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd
So,
ever recover. Yeah.
but that
Oh
there's no
goodness.
way that he would retire. So, not yet.
Yeah.
And there's no way he can get swept by the Nuggets, right?
Well, it already happened once, so might as well make it twice. But
Anyways, so next week I think we should be good to do round 2. Maybe not. I don't know if it'll be game
it'll be
7.
fresh.
Game
Yeah, it'll be
7s
fresh.
will might push into it.
Yeah.
But either way, we'll get our predictions out there. But this week we're going back to our top 5, and I'll let you talk about it because you had the idea.
Okay.
So this week's a little different than just like a straight up item. So go ahead with whatever.
Yeah, this has a little bit of strategy to it. So we try to think of some goofy ones, and we are going to do 5 fictional characters. You can only have 5 from any series, anything, to save the world. Okay, so it's you've got this big bad that you need 5 people to stop. Who are you going with? And you can have the first pick.
I can have the first pick.
Yep.
I appreciate that. I honestly don't know if this is the best pick. But simply because of Star Wars.
Oh man.
Am I gonna take your number
You're probably
one?
gonna take me. Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is for you, and I'll let you have him. I'm gonna take Anakin Skywalker. Now they are the same person, but if you want, you can.
So
have
I'm allowed
Darth
to take him. Okay.
You can
okay.
have Darth Vader if you want.
Okay. Okay. Well, Anakin probably works better with the team a little bit, but
he might work a little better.
I'm still going to go Vader.
You are going to go Vader number 1?
I am, just because, just in any series, I don't. There's nobody more powerful than him. I don't think.
I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
He can slice and dice with that lightsaber. Who's defending a lightsaber?
That's what I'm saying.
Unless they have a lightsaber.
Exactly, it's the only way.
That's not going to happen in this world. I mean,
I'm the
these are
best.
Fictional characters, but
Exactly. Yeah, we don't know what we're up against, but
there's no way. The only person who can get rid of him is Thanos or whatever with the snap. But goodness. Okay. Anyways, William was crying, so we got him the milk, and hopefully that will allow us to get our next 4 picks. So
okay, you got the next one.
Anakin, Darth Vader. I think the best way to go here, and I'm really debating between 2 people. Okay, but I'm not gonna say who they are just in case, because I may get both.
Okay.
I am going though to take Iron Man. Okay.
Really? That's
I'm
bold.
gonna take Iron Man.
That's bold. Okay.
I think with the technology mind, not so much Iron Man, but I think with technology,
his mind,
we can make it a while to save the world. We could do something.
Okay.
So, I now thinking about it, maybe shouldn't have been number 2, but I'm excited.
I wouldn't have taken. Yeah. So I'm gonna go Superman now.
Okay.
Just because I'm focusing on stopping him. Maybe I should be thinking about how can we preserve life after this. But
yeah, I did that a little bit. I'm just trying
to stop him.
Not die.
So Darth Vader and Superman, I think we're good. I don't need 3 other picks.
You don't need anybody else, but you get 3 other people.
Exactly.
Okay. I think Iron Man.
I mean,
hopefully they don't got kryptonite.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's my worry. But thinking Vader could pick up
Yeah. I'm trying to think about this a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm still taking him. This is the other guy I was thinking about. I'm just really thinking about technology wise. I'm gonna take Batman here.
Okay. That was my next. I'm not gonna lie.
I will say now I just have 2 regular guys who don't have superpowers, but they are smart. Okay.
2 regular guys.
And me, and then Anakin Skywalker. So
yeah, that's a pretty good crew.
It's a good group. We're smart at what they are,
smart.
but
yeah,
they're smart. That's why I need them. So I think I was taking a little bit of the preserve life after saving the world.
Yeah.
I think that's where I was kind of going with mine.
Okay.
So I might have to really put some firepower here in the last 2. But
I am taking Optimus Prime.
That is you need a leader.
Alone.
Dude, you get so pumped.
I just need him to give a pregame speech, and then the other two will take care
He
of.
doesn't even need to go out there.
That's right.
He can
Well,
stay in the locker room.
We'll ride in his truck. He'll drive it and give us the speech.
Oh,
That's all we'll do.
dude, I didn't even think about that.
Okay. Next. You got the next.
Um,
I'm trying to think. I'm struggling from here on.
I have two guys, and I'm just gonna. This is probably gonna be one of the worst lists I've ever had, but we're going for it because now I'm on the roll of just regular guys.
Okay.
Okay. I'm taking, because whoever it is, okay, they're gonna mess some people up.
Okay.
I'm gonna take John Wick.
Oh, great call. Great call.
Dude, they better not mess with that man.
If he has his dog, they're done. They're done.
Yeah, it is over.
The dog's not gonna make it. Let's just be honest. And then it's gonna put him into a dark place, and it's gonna be bad
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yep.
That was a great pick.
That's
That was a
number
great
4.
pick. That's some of my favorite movies.
I gotta look up. I gotta look up the name of my other guy, but you go right ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Hulk, and not
Yeah.
the Marvel Hulk. I'm gonna take
Okay.
the first Hulk, that movie where he was actually mean and he couldn't
Yeah.
talk, but he was very smart still. So I got me a smart guy,
You do.
and so just in case, I got a scientist that can throw down if he needs to.
I think that's a great call.
Now I got
Okay.
my bases covered. Yeah.
Okay. I have my 5th pick.
Okay.
I don't. This is gonna be. I don't care who he is in these movies. He's in many movies. Any version would be fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna take. His name is Jason Statham. Statham.
Oh, yeah,
He's
Jason Statham. Yes, great
Statham.
call. Great call.
We're just rolling with regular dudes at this point. Anakin Skywalker's got the Force and the lightsaber.
He took down that Megalodon.
Yeah, he's killing things like that. So I don't care what version of him.
Yeah.
He's my number 5, though.
That's a great call. That's a great call.
Now, if the people who were stopping had magical powers, we're done for.
Yeah.
But if Russia is trying to attack the United States,
you
we're good.
You got the crew. Yeah, you did. Okay.
I mean, you do too, but yeah. My crew's dead.
I'm struggling with this last one. I don't know which way to go with it. I'm really thinking. I'm going Jack Reacher.
Okay. That's
'Cause
from The Reacher, right?
Yes, I have enough firepower.
You really could have thrown in a cat at number 5. And
I
been
don't
okay.
need any more fighters. I got the guys. To do it. I need a guy that will find out who we're trying to mess with. What if we're going up against somebody that we can't find?
Yeah.
He'd find him.
He would.
He'd find him, and he would come up with a plan for us to get him. He would tell Optimus Prime the plan. Optimus Prime would give the speech, and then those other 3 guys are just tearing it up.
Oh. Oh my.
I like my team.
I think you have the better team, firepower wise, but my team will outsmart you. You know.
Probably.
I should have added Liam Neeson to mine simply for the speech.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the speech aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What a list. What a list.
This was so random.
We're gonna do something real quick though. Go ahead and I'm gonna give you guys something to comment down below. Tell us who you would rather have. Who you would rather have, his team or mine. Okay?
That's a good call.
We're just comment down below. Instagram, Facebook.
Say why too. Give us
and why. Okay?
And they can give your top 5. Ask them to give their top 5.
Top 5. That you can include ours. You have to give your brand new.
Yeah.
So comment down below any of that. We'd like to see some comments. So that'd be great.
Like and subscribe.
But yeah, anyways, I'm excited for this weekend. This weekend, Albina is singing the national anthem for our local AA affiliate to the Pirates team, the Altoona Curve. So that should be fun.
That's awesome.
And so you have Mackenzie's graduation. So pretty packed weekend here.
Yeah.
I actually am teaching twice this weekend.
Oh, are you?
You know, that it seems like it's been forever since I've had 2 services on Sunday.
Yeah.
So that would be nice. So I'm ready for summer and getting back to kind of a regular schedule. I feel like it's been kind of crazy these past after Easter. It's been just like everything because we're about to have a baptismal service, not this weekend, this Sunday, but the next, and then we'll have a baby dedication. So some special services coming up.
Our baby dedication is this week. Yeah.
Good. So, but anyway, well, thank you guys for listening today. Go ahead and comment those. We would appreciate it. I'll even like it at Pastor's Coffee. I mean, we'll like your comment. That's
Big
fire.
time. That's big time.
I mean, that is crazy. So, but anyway, thank you guys. Hopefully this, we did a couple different things setup wise, with our cameras and microphones and stuff. So hopefully that works out.
I know
But
for quality. Yep.
yeah, so we're trying to improve and get better at what we do. So,
Right.
but thank you guys again for listening, and we hope you guys have a good week, and we'll see you guys next week. We'll see you.
Take care, guys.